Welcome, beautiful souls, to Enchanted Moments podcast. I'm Monica.
I'm Spencer.
And today we're going to talk about frequency, but from the other side of frequency, not how to raise it, but how to release it from our soul's already high frequency. So we're going to look at it.
How to release it.
How to release stuff that's buried, burying our lovely frequency.
Oh, okay.
So instead of saying, do these 4 more things to get higher frequency.
Quit
doing these things and you will naturally have your higher
Okay.
frequency. How's that? Yeah.
I'm more likely to stop things than do things, so maybe so.
Well, that's good. That's good. And here's Krem. She wouldn't miss a podcast. Hi, sweet pea. Come on up. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, she's not going to. Or she will
Or I'll lift her.
get
It's
you
fine.
later.
But yeah.
Okay, so what we want to do is look at frequency from the standpoint of we were brought in, our soul came in with a contract and it already has a very nicely high frequency because we wouldn't have been born at this particular time in Earth's history if we didn't have one, because naturally we need one for ascension. So what we have to do is look at this from a standpoint of offloading instead of adding. So there's 5 things that it is ever so helpful to release so that we can unload the negativity and burden of all this stuff on our innately wonderful frequency. The first one is the need to control outcomes. And if any of these resonate with you, jump on it, but they all resonated with me. So,
Yeah.
you know, what the heck? I think they're pretty standard things that we should have all worked through by now to have happy lives. So here's it. Let go of those outcomes. Instead of worrying about how and what's going to happen, we should just live in the moment. Don't manipulate anybody's outcomes, because for the most part, the universe knows what the highest outcome is for you. And if you manipulate your way or control your way into an outcome, it may not be the best one. Mm-hmm. And you may be unhappy with it. So you have to let go of those. And it's hard, especially when you had children issues when you were a child, that you didn't have enough control. We tend to go forward in life trying to keep control over what we can. So it's tough to let go of those outcomes, but absolutely, when they flow in the right order, it's great. I know it is, because it's happened. And when you're in that mode, it just works. So don't be afraid of doing that. And if you need some support, let us know. The next one is giving up fear-based thinking patterns. And wow, we're educated from the time we are born through histories, family, media, everyone, that you should be afraid of this, so do this.
Scary.
Everything is supposed to be scary. It is not supposed to be scary. It is supposed to be full of joy and love and peace, but people get in the way of that. So plan out of what's known as wisdom. So instead of planning out of fear, of scarcity, of lack, of being unsafe, it doesn't help. Let's just put it that way. You can hoard all you want. It's never going to be enough. So if you go ahead and let go of all that fear and look at what you can contribute to your own well-being through skills or community work or whatever it is so much easier if we can release the fear. It's how people get controlled, right? Mm-hmm. So yes, media right now, wow, it's just overwhelming with be afraid, be afraid, be afraid. We need to have this because this is going to happen, blah, 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 blah. life unfolds the way it's going to unfold. You really need to just get into the spirit of it and be happy. Stop worrying so much. It's sad, actually, but we do it all the time.
It kind of relates to number one and just like living in the present.
It is. It's all about living in the present moment. And everything about what we need to offload is about being present.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as we're present, you know, you're in the flow. Your soul knows what's best. So listen to it. You know, trust your intuition. Don't allow someone else to have a fear-based influence over you. Trust what your soul and your heart are saying to you and move with that. You'll be much happier. The other third one is give up living in the past. It is another attack on the present.
Mm-hmm.
It influences us too much, for the most part. We should be looking back, if anything, on happy memories, on things that feed your soul, not things that you keep replaying in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know, oh, I wish I had done this differently, yada, 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 yada. No, because you can't change what's already happened.
Mm-hmm.
So all we can do is live in the moment and change whatever's going to happen coming forward, not what's in the past. So it's really important to quit that. It becomes a habit and not a good one. So that one's good. Then give up the need for external approval. Again, from the time we're small, you know, it's do this and you know, you'll be loved, or do this and people will like you, or do this and, you know, it's not about that. It's about being the authentic representation of yourself. That doesn't mean you're rude and unkind, okay? Because some people take it to the extreme, you know, It's about being honest and truthful with yourself and your soul, your higher self, which in no way is cruel or mean or unnecessarily unkind. You can say no without it being an attack. So protect yourself. Know that you're perfect the way you are. We don't need anybody else's approval to be ourselves. We were born perfect. We were born to be who we are. So don't let people mold you into something you aren't comfortable with. And figure that out as soon as you possibly can. So following your path is the best way to do that. Okay, and the last one is give up spiritual performance. And like we talked before, it is a weird thing to think about, but many people act the way they believe people will accept them. So if, say, Christianity right now is the big thing to be, then you'll see a lot of people embracing that viewpoint, saying all the right things about that viewpoint, and not acting that way. So don't be sucked into that. Don't start using all the right words but not feel it in your heart. You have to express what's heartfelt, not what you think somebody else wants to hear or what could get you something in the present moment. Because a lot of people don't really embrace their spirituality for spiritual development. You know, they embrace spirituality to get something, to make money, to do, you know, to make the right friends, to get power, to get control, whatever.
Yep, circles back to the last one, and then circles back to worrying about outcomes.
Absolutely. It's all tied together in your sense of self. So the stronger sense of self you have, the easier it is to create an environment that's going to support that, by not looking for others' approval, by not embracing ideas that aren't really heartfelt, by not looking in the past, letting go of fear. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid of what somebody else might think about who you are, because we were created right now for what we are doing right now. You know, you're going to follow your path. You're going to get to where you need to be. Sometimes we bounce off the sides a little, we laugh about that, but eventually we get there. Sometimes it makes it harder, but we get there. So you're not going to fail. You cannot fail. This is your journey. So nobody else can take it for you. So definitely get involved and think really hard about what makes you happy, how you feel about yourself, letting go of all these things, and then let your inner vibration shine. It's your frequency. Everybody has a unique frequency. So if that were not true, then none of this would matter, right? But we're trying to be our authentic, unique selves. And so by allowing our frequency and vibration to be free and not buried under all this junk, then we actually get to be that person.
So quickly, let's just hit the 5 again points.
Okay. Give up living in the past. Don't have fear-based thinking. What's the other one? Oh God, I
You gotta go
can't
back.
remember. Okay. Give me external approval. Get rid of that, and need to control outcomes. So we don't want to control outcomes. We want to allow the universe to give us that based on what is supposed to be for our highest good. Then don't be fear-based thinking. That'll shut that down. Don't look for outside approval. Don't live in the past, and don't get sucked into spiritual performance.
Perfect.
And be happy. Be happy and live in your vibration. It's where we're most comfortable. And it's really weird, but when you're in that flow, things just happen.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to really believe that is, but you need to trust more in the ability of the universe, the unified field, providing what you're supposed to have for your highest good. And just allow it to happen, not control. So there you go.
Yeah.
Anything else? Think of anything else?
One thing.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember, I think it was in the Don't Look for People's Approval, and we said, sometimes you can just say no.
Absolutely.
And if someone says no to doing something, it's not an attack on you either. It's just, maybe they just don't want to.
Well, that or it's causing some kind of discomfort. And we never know if that discomfort is emotional, physical, spiritual, psychological,
Just don't want to.
or you just don't feel it today. It's one of the hardest things to do is learn to say no when you really just can't do it.
Yeah.
And we tend to do things for what we think are all the right reasons.
For looking approval, for worrying about outcomes,
And all the time. So try to just be true to yourself. That is the most important thing, because that is why we're here. I like it. If you have questions, if you have comments, if you need support, we're here. You can call, or you can email, or come see us. We are always willing to help. Let me think. Is there anything else we need to say today? Okay. Thanks for joining us. Take your beautiful soul and be authentic. Take care.